Francisco, that's fun to say, needs to know the height of the tree. Anyone know the movie? No. Elf, nicely done. From a given point on the ground, good for him, right? He finds the angle of elevation to the top of a tree is 36.7. Here. So he starts here. And the angle of elevation is 36.7 degrees to the top of the tree. By the way, there's instruments to measure that. What's the matter? Oh, it's frozen. Let it go. Let it go. All right. Then, good for him, he walks backwards 50 feet. He can measure that. Now, doesn't it make sense when you walk backwards, the angle of elevation does what? Decreases, because you're farther away, so it's a smaller angle of elevation to the top of the tree. 22.2. From these calculations, he wants to find the height of the tree. CAT students do something, not nothing. And the quicker you figure that out, the quicker you will be a successful CAT student. Maybe minor panic. This teacher's nuts. Ask me this question. There's something you can write that's true about the yellow triangle right now. What's true about the right triangle that's in yellow that I denoted? It's a right angle. We're going to hope. Again, we make that assumption. I told you that. Assume everything is perpendicular to the ground. And what's true about the angle H and X? Yes. Nice. And I was so excited I cut them off. This is what's true, isn't it? Why is it tan? Because what's H and what's X? Opposite and adjacent. Then what's true about the blue? Rhymed. Tangent again. Oh, you did it. You did not do it, meaning you did the right thing. A lot of times people just say 50x. What is the operation of 50x? Times. It's not times, it's just whatever x is plus the 50 that he walked. Now, you're probably not going to like this, but it is something. I'm going to yell at you. You at least be able to handle this next part. So, number one, all we did is, okay, wait, this is one of those questions. I got to do something. He's going to yell at me. I'm a CAT student. I got to step up. So, all right, I'm going to look at his first triangle. Oh, okay, H and X are opposite and adjacent, so that's tangent. Then the same thing with the blue triangle. It's tangent. Now what? Well, I'm going to talk about a class you never took, which is Algebra 2. This is an Algebra 2 concept where I have two equations with two variables. What can you do when you have two equations but you have two variables? You can, I think I like what you're saying, but it's actually substitution or elimination. Solving A starts with an S. There's a Y in it. I don't have time. SYS. System. You guys solve systems in that crazy Math 2 and Math 3, haven't you? Everyone's looking at me like I'm a clown. So guess what? Multiply both sides by x. Multiply both sides by 50 plus x. Sorry for writing that all bad. We should have parentheses around that. I will. So what I want you to identify is h equals x tan 36.7. Get your calculators ready. H equals 50 plus x tan 22.2. Make sure I didn't make a mistake. Give you a chance to write that real fast. If h equals this and h equals that, what can I do with this and that? Equal. Nice. You've picked up on my little thing. And then I'm going to yell at you right now. Yell at you. Yes, after this, we should at least be able to survive by solving for x. Because the minimum you could do is do what with tan 22 and tan 36? I know I didn't say the decimals. Get a decimal. And then solve that grade school decimal equation. That's what I said. Grade school decimal equation. So somebody take tan of 36.7. Tell me to 4 decimal places what that is. X equals, let's leave this as 50 plus x, and then take the tan of 22.2 to 4 decimal places. Point. What? Hopefully you rounded correctly. We'll assume you did. Then what do I do? See, now you have, this is a grade school question. All the teacher would have said is, all right, just use your calculator on it, but do your skills. What would I do next to solve this for x? Distribute. And the only thing you have to multiply is 0.4081 times 50. So I'm going to write this down and wait for someone to tell me what 0.4 blah times 50 is. 405, is it 0? Okay. Plus 0.4081x. Then what? Subtract what? Simple solving of an equation requires I subtract the x 0.4081 from both sides. And all you're doing is typing this on your calculator. The skills involved are 8th grade freshman year. You can't deny that. People look at decimals and they think they're like monsters that are under their bed at night and they run away scared. What are those two subtracted? And by the way, you write it. Maybe you write it on the so you keep track of what you have to do next. What do you have to do finally, which is on your calculator? Divide. So all it takes is a little elbow grease. Elbow grease. That's just something that means effort. Packing up. Yeah, it is time to go. What's that final answer? 60 what? 495. Now you're really going to get angry. Is that the answer to the question? What's the answer to the question? H. Guess what you can simply do? Plug it in. And then that number times tan 36.7. So, yes, it was hard. But I'm telling you, don't do nothing, do something. Yes, we talked about systems of equations. After that, at least minimally, make it a decimal equation and solve the decimal equation using your calculator.